Hello, my name is Emma Dando, and I'm from the Honors College Connects program, an Honors College course that has been challenged to redesign the program using the tenets of human-centered design. In order to follow these tenets, we conducted a number of interviews with relevant stakeholders and anyone who had information that would be helpful to the process. The relevant stakeholders were past and current members of the Honors College Connects program and leadership, nonprofit partners we've worked with in the past, and Leadership Fairfax Institute mentors who we've been working with for a number of years. We synthesized the information from these interviews into a couple of models. These models were tested, and the complications of each one of them were considered. The final model that has come from these interviews is being presented here.
The current Hcc leadership structure is made up of 3 different segments, the first being the executive board, and it's made up of 6 to 8 students, depending on the year, and they handle most of the responsibilities that Hcc requires. They also frequently check in with the staff advisors. 1 to 2 officers are assigned to each student group in order to keep them on track and, give them advice. The LFI mentors, and they just offering a second pair of eyes to look at their project and give them tips on how to improve. And then the faculty advisor, Dr. Fedri, deals with the administrative side of Hcc essentially. One major strength of the current structure is the fluidity that is present in the e-board, and that is mainly due to the gradual decrease of the number of roles, which has led to many of them being combined. And this fluidity allows everyone to just take an initiative and work together and divide and conquer to get the tasks done instead of rigidly sticking to their roles. And a weakness or a point to improve of the current structure deals with a few of the roles on the e-board being very front-loaded in terms of work. So in the beginning of the school year, they'll have a heavy load of responsibilities and things to do, but by the end of the fall semester, they have little to no work left in terms of Hcc. And so that imbalance is a point to address and a point to improve.
I'm going to be talking about some of the feedback and themes and insights we discovered from our interviews based on leadership structure. So these student leaders, positional or not, want to be engaged in their community, connect to the Honors College, and do well. These students want to matter and want to make a positive impact. They're not only participating in Hcc as a resume booster. So how do we identify these people and keep the pipeline of student leaders going? Mentorship and family. When we see these potential student leaders, we should give them priority and value their commitment by asking for their opinions and insight. How can we promote this mentorship and family atmosphere? Well, it starts with the faculty advisor. It's one-on-one relationships with a paid student leader. And from there, it can trickle down to the students taking Hcc for credit and even the more flexible role of students volunteering in Hcc. Ownership. Allowing students to come up with their own ideas and practice thriving and failing in a supportive environment is just as, or even more important than student groups completing projects for the nonprofits. Another theme is the informal nature of our program. For example, one of these moments was the ability for, after a bad meeting, the staff advisor and the e-board mentor to have a meeting in the parking lot to talk about what had happened. This informal nature and communication allows the teams to be held to different standards and pushed in different ways. Currently, there is still some lingering formality and lack of communication between student groups, LFI, and e-board members. A challenge is to think about how can we intentionally implement fun and van conversations in a parking lot in this new classroom structure. Another concern with the classroom setting is that it might be too structured and too formal. So students could possibly take the project too seriously, making them less willing to take risks and learn. How do we promote a safe resource and make students want to take risks without them feeling that it'll have a negative impact on their grade if it doesn't go the way as expected? Now I'll pass it on to Sammy, who's going to take some of the themes and insights we discovered and share with you all our proposed student leadership structure.
Looking to keep highly motivated students in the program and recognize them for the significance of their work, we propose the creation of 3 paid student leadership roles. From our primary sources, we believe that students are motivated to apply for these advanced leadership positions because of their drive to improve the organization. However, We also reason that payment for their dedication will provide further incentive for their continuation in Honors College Connects. We imagine the terms of these positions will be 1 calendar year, with the opportunity to reapply. Dividing the workload into the categories of student mentorship, community partners, and sustainability planning, we set the following job criteria for the paid positions of lead executive officers. We believe that setting this criteria will set the standard expectation, and the paid component will serve as a separate form of accountability that the current e-board does not have. The lead executive officers are expected to facilitate the coordination, implementation, and evaluation of the Honors College Connects program. Like the student e-board now, the lead executive officers will serve as the face of HCC and act as the driving forces behind the selection of external partners, educational resources, leadership programming, and sustainability plans. Collectively, all executive officers will contribute to the onboarding process and transition between terms, fulfill a 5-hour weekly commitment to the program, serve as a mentor to the student groups in Honors 261, and represent HCC in the local community. Expanding from the general requirements of the paid positions, we propose the division of operational tasks be divided into the positions of Chief Executive Officer, Student Experience Officer, and External Partner Experience Officer. Like now, the Chief Executive Officer will be responsible for the broad oversight of the organization. This includes the forward-thinking and goal-setting for the current and future academic calendar. The Student Experience Officer will facilitate a positive experience for the Honors 261 students. They will coordinate with our on-campus offices, such as Career Services and Oscar, to provide educational opportunities for our 261 students. Alternatively, the External Partner Experience Officer will be responsible for the relationship between Honors College Connects and our external partners, such as Leadership Fairfax, our current and potential nonprofit partners, and other community mentors. Collectively, we believe these positions cover the essential tasks needed to sustain the organization and establish continuity between years. Apart from the paid leadership positions, we are hoping to engage more HCC alumni to continue with the program through the Hcc Alumni Fellowship. Through this program, students can stay with HCC on a volunteer basis throughout their time in undergrad. Under the volunteer status, these positions can be much more flexible while still creating a platform for student leadership within the Honors College. This group of coordinated volunteers will complete tasks that help build HCC in terms of campus presence, external partnership building, and community development within the Honors College. Some of these key tasks involve the creation of the HCC Sponsored Days of Service, the production of HCC recruitment materials, and participation in the collective giving initiative with the Giving Circle of Hope. We request that students commit to a minimum of 5 weekly meetings per semester to ensure we have sufficient staff to complete the desired goals and outcomes for the year. HCC has an outstanding group of alumni who can help grow the presence of Honors College Connects both on and off campus. Looking at the redesign, the lead executive officers will work with the HCC faculty member to complete the organizational tasks for the nonprofit projects of Honors 261. In addition, the Hcc Alumni Fellowship will complete community engagement tasks for the organization with the support of the HCC faculty member and the lead executive officers. These levels of student leadership allow 2 platforms for student leadership with varying levels of commitment. Through these 2 levels, we hope to recognize student dedication through the paid positions and invite more HCC alumni students to continue being involved with the program. We suggest that application for executive officers be open year-round with selection periods in late April. To keep students engaged while they are waiting to hear back on their application status, we can invite them to stay involved with HCC through the Hcc Alumni Fellowship. In turn, we hope to sustain a surplus of positive student leaders who can eventually progress over into the paid positions. We believe this continued engagement will help with the sustainability of the program. Alternatively, if a student does not want to commit to the lead executive officer position, we can provide that student with references and leadership experience while continuing to develop the Honors College Connects program.
In Honors College Connects, there's been a variation in the leadership structure because it's determined each year by the board members. The current leadership has allowed flexibility in each role on the executive board and led to fluidity, as everyone does not always have an assigned task. With the reformation of Honors College Connects, there will be an improved sense of consistency with the structure of a course. Recruitment for the course, meeting with nonprofits, and gathering materials takes a lot of help and time. And now with the faculty member teaching the course and being a direct line of contact, a lot of stress will be taken off the students and the nonprofits. This will help their journey to success be a lot easier and hopefully lead to more successful projects. This will also help the nonprofits and make them come back for more each year.